Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you all my Cardfight Vanguard Kothiblaze deck profile. This is one of the new Youthquake decks from the latest Cardfight Vanguard booster set, Dimensional Transcendence, one of the manga-style decks that focuses on building up cards of the same name in your soul as cards you have on the field, and gaining different abilities, whether it be a restand power of your Vanguard or additional power to the restood units that you have on your rearguard as well, using Kothiblaze. I really do think it's cool that the designer for these cards is Quilly, the same person that basically created the Ricky and other Burning Ancient World dragons from Future Card Buddy Fight. Really, really awesome look, because you can definitely tell from the arts for these cards. So that's also another reason why I wanted to build this deck. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the ride deck. For the ride deck, we have the energy generator along with our starter, which is Divine Blaze Eye and Ryui. When rode upon, if you went second, draw a card. Our grade 1 is Divine Blaze Ear, Sinful. When rode upon by Flame Severing Dragon, Baldrus, use Soul Blast 1. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Choose up to 2 cards each with different grades from among them. Reveal them, and choose a grade 3 card from among the revealed cards, put in your hand, put the rest of the revealed cards in the soul, and shuffle your deck. So search power for some of those specific cards you may want in your soul as rear guards that you may have on your field later on, with our grade 2 being Flame Severing Dragon Baldrus. When rode upon by a grade 3 with Kothiblaze in its card name, draw a card, choose up to 1 grade 3 or less card from your hand, and call it your rear guard. If you do not call a card, choose a card from your hand and discard it. So just more of a rear guard setup, with this card being able to just give you that draw power, but having to invest the card you draw onto the field as well to use it, with our grade 3 being the Fiery Immolation Dragon Kothiblaze, along with the copy that we run in the ride deck. Since we do need the same names, we are running 3 additional copies in the main deck as well. Sadly, just missing the 1 for this final spot here. But with this card on Vanguard, once per turn, you can counterblast 1. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose up to 2 grade 3 or less cards with different card names from this unit from among them. Reveal them. Choose up to 1 card from among them. Reveal the cards. Call to rearguard. Put the rest of the revealed cards in the soul and shuffle the deck. So this is the setup that you also need for Kothiblaze, because on Vanguard, at the end of the battle, this unit attack, you perform one of the following. You can Soul Blast 2 for each of the cards Soul Blast for this cost. Choose up to 1 of your rear guards with the same card name as that card, stand them, and they get plus 5,000 to end of turn. Or if you Soul Blast 2 cards with the same card name as this unit and discard a card from your hand, you can restand this unit and it gets plus 5,000 power and drive -1. That's the restand power that you have thanks to Kothiblaze, but you need to have your other units in the soul as well. That's where the Persona Ride power and the soul build-up power also come into play for this card to do so. And then you'll be able to have that additional Soul Blast power for that restand also. For the other grade 3s, I do want to run 4 copies of Ember Breath Dragon. I have 2 copies of Scale Kogaflan as a placeholder for this card on rearguard during your turn. If you have a grade 3 or grade Vanguard with Kothiblaze in its card name, it gets plus 5,000 power. So along with the plus 5 you'll get for the potential restand of this card, you'll have plus 5 from its own skill as well. And on rearguard, once per turn, if you have a grade 3 or grade Vanguard with Kothiblaze in its card name, counterblast 1, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose the 1 card from among them, reveal it, call it to rearguard. If that revealed card is grade 2 or less normal unit, and put it into hand if not. So at least you have search power for having the once per turn option of being able to counterblast and then check the top cards of your deck to add 1 as well. There is an order that is meant to be with the deck as well. We just haven't gotten yet in the English format. Hopefully it's like a monthly promo or something like that, maybe a box topper, but it definitely does help for the deck. But that's why you won't see it in the actual deck, because we do not have it yet in English format. And also I want to run 4 copies of Flame Kickboxer Tyran. Once again, just have the Kogaflan as a placeholder for this spot for the 4th copy. When this unit attacks, if you have a grade 3 or grade Vanguard with Kothiblaze, it gets plus 5,000 to end of turn. And on rearguard, at the end of the battle of this unit attack, choose a grade 3 card with Kothiblaze in its card name from your ride deck, and you may reveal it. If you revealed a card or have a grade 3 or grade Vanguard with Kothiblaze, put this unit into the soul and draw a card. So not only does it give you draw power, it also puts a copy of Tyran in the soul for you to be able to use with your other cards that you will Soul Blast for this card, and these same card names as well. You want to run 4 of these cards so you always have the max number of potential copies to use for the build up in the soul also. That's why we're also running 4 copies of Drag Ritter Jaden. When placed on rearguard, if you have a grade 3 or grade Vanguard with Kothiblaze in its card name, counterblast 1, choose up to 1 of your opponent's rearguards, retire it, then discard a card from your hand, choose 1 of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. So more retire power, choosing 1 of their rearguards, retiring it, and then on top of a discard, along with the counterblast, another retire. And when it's retired from the rearguard or Guard Circle. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Kothiblaze, you may put this card into the Soul, giving you that Soul buildup once again, just like our Tyron, to be able to then Soul Blast it for the additional copy we have on the rear guard to restand. For the last of the grade 2s, 4 copies of Drag Gritter Fallheart, just making use of the Energy Blasts in the deck in the form of Energy Blast 3 when it is put on Guard Circle or discarded from hand while riding from the ride deck. And when it's placed on rear guard, if you Persona Road this turn, you can Counter Blast 1 or Energy Blast 3 to choose a grade 1 without Sentinel from your drop and call it to the back row rear guard, giving you setup for some of our other grade 1s that we run in the deck, including 4 copies of Firepole Emperor Dajaru on rear guard once per turn. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Kothiblaze in its card name, rest this unit, choose a normal unit without Sentinel from your drop, put it on the bottom of your deck, choose one of your units with the same card name as this chosen effect, and it gets plus 5,000 power. So this is important because it's recycle power. It's a once per turn recycler to get our other normal units back into the deck for us to be able to reuse again for our Vanguard skill. And on rear guard, when your grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Kothiblaze in its card name is attacked, put this unit into the Soul, choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets plus 15,000 to end of power. An immense power boost as well on top of the other recycle ability, and another way to once again set up Firepole Emperor Dajaru in the Soul for you to Soul Blast for your restand of another one you may have on the field. 4 copies also of Stealth Fiend Shenri. When it boosts, if your opponent has 1 or less rear guards you played in order this turn, it gets plus 5,000 power until end of battle. And at the end of battle, put this unit in the Soul and draw a card. So you can retire pretty easily with some of your other cards in the deck, but we play this card also for the fact that it can be put into the Soul and give you draw power. So then you'll set up another copy of Stealth Fiend Shenri in the Soul for you to Soul Blast out to then restand and give another one on the field power. With 2 copies of Red Jeweled Beast Galnet for the added draw and shield power by shuffling back cards from our ride deck, which most of the time you'll just do with the other copies we run. You want to keep the other copies of Kothiblaze in the actual game so we have them to use, and also the 4 copies of the Sentinel Guardian Monk Rage of Flames Manju, just running the 4 straight and not the Elementary Sanctitude. If it ever happens, it really rarely ever does, to have 4 full copies of this card also, with the last for our order being the new Blitz Order Protection Twin Cast for the Regalis piece in the deck also. And then for our trigger lineup, we're going with the 8 critical, so 4 copies of Rogue Beast Summon Sugeri, and the 4 copies of Light Elemental Bachiri. If you have the ability trigger for your Dragon Empire, you can always replace the Light Elemental Bachiri for that spot also. With our second heal spot, our trigger spot being 3 copies of Blaze Maiden Parama. I'm just a really big fan of the front trigger in this version of the deck, just for the added pressure and power we get to our other rear guards that have already restood, and then getting a front trigger on top of it just to power them up even more. With the rest of our triggers being 4 copies of Refreshing Wind Dino Breeze for the heal spot, and our over trigger being Drag Veda just after the restand of Kothiblaze. It can be all the more powerful if we can attack with it. After its restand it once more, and then attack again. Or you could go for the restand with Drag Veda, and then use the attack first, and then restand again for the drive -1. So you at least keep the 2 drive checks also. It's just a good, reliable option to have also. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. Once again, we're slowly going through all of the new decks from Torrential Transcendence, so definitely look forward to it. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Qualia out.